Well, there's some new crime statistics out, as we mentioned a moment or two ago. That's vehicle crime statistics. It's from the recovery company Tracker, and it makes for interesting reading. The number of cars reported stolen decreased by 18% in the past 5 months. The index also revealing some important insights, I think, into trends in vehicle theft. For one, your car is most likely to be hijacked or stolen on a Saturday while most of us are out relaxing and socializing with friends and family. Ron Not Craig is with Tracker and joins us this evening via Skype. Mr. Not Craig, good evening to you and welcome. 18% decrease, but this is also part of a bigger trend. In fact, we've seen a decrease over the past couple of years, have we not?
Good evening, Jeremy. Yes, we have indeed. There has been a decrease in vehicle crime over a number of years, especially the past 15 years or so. If you look at the SAP's vehicle crime stats, a significant decrease over that particular period. As far as December is concerned, we think that the 18% decrease or so, and we've had a number of really good decreases in the Decembers prior to that as well for 2017 and 2018, is probably due to the presence of the SAPS and the other law enforcement agencies with their festive season operations and activities. Sorry?
I was going to say the SAPS on the one hand, but let's be honest, technology, and that's the space that you sit in, has also played a role, I would imagine, not only in recovery, but also perhaps in change in behavior.
Indeed. I didn't want to push that too hard for obvious reasons, but yes, indeed. I think the advancement in technology, especially the GPS, GSM devices that we have today, have made a massive contribution to that reduction in vehicle crime. Unfortunately, it has pushed the criminals into another direction where they have started to commit more financial fraud with the banks, and then also fraud with using online websites. I don't want to mention the names, but a lot of that activity is happening as well because of the risk.
You provide some interesting timeline statistics as far as this is concerned. The one that my colleague and I, Uveka, were talking about, or the two, why a Saturday night? I think it's probably obvious. And also that hour between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock in the evening.
Jeremy, I don't have a criminal mind, so I can't tell you. Maybe one day when our artificial intelligence is really working well, we will be able to say why, and we will be able to, when you switch your car on, say, not a good idea to go out now. I listened to your preamble earlier. But we just know that the criminals are very active on those particular days and at those particular times. These are statistics from our car park, from our activations. It doesn't necessarily correspond with our competitors, if you like. But we believe that this is what is happening in our car park of just over 1.1 million subscribers.
Now, look, any intelligence that a consumer has to help them is good. If one needs perhaps to be more vigilant on a Saturday, one needs to be a little more careful between 8 and 9 o'clock in the evening. The other one that was interesting within our studio area, more hijackings in Johannesburg, more car theft in Pretoria.
Yes, and that can change, Jeremy. At the moment, we know that in Pretoria there are one or two syndicates that are really operating at a high level, and we are working as best we can with the SAPS to supplement. Pretoria definitely at the moment does have a little bit of a theft problem, and I would encourage residents in that area to be extra vigilant and careful and make sure that their vehicles are kept behind locked gates, preferably a locked garage if possible, because they are really active in that particular area at the moment as far as theft is concerned.
And just a final quick one. Again, it's all fairly obvious stuff, isn't it? But we all want to avoid becoming victims of vehicle crime this year. And there are one or two things that we can do to stop it. Simple things like making sure your vehicle has a sufficient supply of fuel and is properly maintained.
Absolutely. But I think the most important one, Jeremy, is do not be complacent. You must be aware at all times especially when you are approaching your home after a long day, you're tired, within about 5 kilometers of your home. When you leave a shopping center, when you leave convenience stores, and at night, especially close when you get to intersections, etc., where the lighting is not good and there are some people around. That is one of the key things. You must have the discipline to be aware and not to be complacent. Things like switching off your cell phone, switching off your radio, so that you don't have any distractions. That is one of the key things that you can do, Jeremy. There are lots of others, obviously, but I think that is the key one for your listeners to adhere to, if possible.
We've heard this all before, but it is useful advice. Others, of course, are planning your route in advance and avoiding high-risk areas. Ron Craig from Tracker, thank you very much indeed. And it's pretty